Normal service is resumed. Manchester City are major trophy winners again. 22 months was quite long enough for Pep Guardiola to go hungry. His appetite for success remains insatiable. A 16th major trophy in less than a decade. The greatest decade in the history of Manchester City, and it's not quite over. ...22 months, 673 days since Kyle Walker lifted the last City silverware, a fourth successive league title. Walker is gone, De Bruyne, Grealish, Edison, Alvarez, Akanji, all change. And it's taken that time for the changes to settle and shape a new City with new faces. It's still a squad in transition, but that doesn't mean they lower their sights. Manchester City have hit the heights again and again. A 9th success in this competition, just one short of Liverpool's record haul. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal must wait. They are live challengers for all these titles Guardiola and City have won in recent years. This might still be Arsenal's season, but this is Manchester City's day again. They remain the gold standard, the team to beat if you want to win pieces of silver. Arsenal couldn't live with them today. City are serial winners. They just know how to get it done. 7 times they've won this competition in the last 12 years. That trophy we've just seen being engraved will know its own way back to Manchester now. It's City's first victory over Arsenal in nearly 3 years. It's not a rivalry that runs as deep as their regional rivalries with Liverpool and Manchester United, but Arsenal have emerged during those 3 years, emerged as the most consistent threat to City's supremacy. But City are the proven winners that Arsenal still aspire to be. It's a triumph that will come with some questions. As many questions as answers, really. Will this result affect Arsenal's need to find results, need to realise the ambition of a season of such promise? Will it undermine, will it unnerve them, or will it motivate them all the more? And is it a victory that makes it more or less likely that Pep Guardiola will stick around for more? Is this the start of his final lap at City? That's all for tomorrow. Today belongs to Manchester City. And it's not as if anybody needs to tell them how to celebrate winning trophies. Rob Green, we will get back to you when the trophy is presented, but the final score at the end of a pulsating second half is Arsenal 0, Manchester City 2.
So a record 5 titles for Manchester City in the Pep Guardiola era. We're watching the City fans, Nige, around us celebrate and take it all in. Tonight belonged to them.
Tonight definitely did belong to them, Poppy, and what a performance. You got to give them credit. We gave Arsenal all the flowers that, even in that first half, the majority of the game, Arsenal were comfortable. They were comfortable and in control, and it was City that weren't really affecting Arsenal, wasn't doing anything to make it difficult for Arsenal. But towards the end of the first half, City grew into that game. Then in the second half, they just took it to another level, another gear, really cranked it up, put Arsenal under so much pressure. And once they got that first goal, I just felt that was it, that they would be able to see this game out, and they did.
The thoughts of Troy Deeney and Mike Grella coming in just a second, but let's go over to Anita Jones, who is amongst all the Manchester City players. Anita.
Yeah, Poppy, it's pandemonium here. The photographers are getting into place to capture City, lift that trophy yet again. We know that Pep Guardiola is a record breaker, and he's done it again. He's the first manager to win this trophy 5 times. We heard our commentators there saying that they'd won it 6 in the last 12, I believe. They came into this as the underdogs, they did it. We had Nigel also saying that Arsenal looked the more comfortable of the sides, but City know how to win this trophy. They know how to win titles, and it feels like experience was what was the difference between the two sides today, Poppy.
It sure does, Anita. I mean, Troy, it did feel like that goal that went in for Manchester City, maybe the Kepa mistake, absolutely changed the trajectory of this game.
Absolutely. It's a game of two goalkeepers. Again, we alluded to it at the top of the show. You have competition goalkeepers. I think me and Grella both agree you've got to go with your strongest team. For both. For Man City, they needed to get a win. Having won in 3 for Arsenal, just win your first title. Get that monkey off your back. And ultimately, James Trafford was fantastic. Big key moments he came up in, and the game turned, unfortunately, with Kepa. Not the goals, by the way. He should have been sent off. When he misjudges that then with Doku in that right-hand side, it creates a tension and a nervous energy that I thought Man City fed off, and Arsenal went under a little bit on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there was goalkeeper mistakes for sure. It was big moments in the game, but make no mistake, the first 15 minutes of the second half is where Arsenal lost the game. They were on the ropes big time. And we often highlight Man City's, weaknesses at the back and this and that. But when they're in possession and when they boss the game like that, they're fun to watch. And that looked like the Man City of old. And that looked like what Pep would have wanted to see. That's probably how he set the game up to look. That little overlapping, dominant possession, get the ball out wide. It just looked like they played the game for 90 minutes in Arsenal, very reactionary for the last few months, but especially tonight.
When you see Pep, Grell, coming in with that emotion at the end of the game, he's crying there because, yes, they've won a lot, but this feels like a massive, monumental moment for him to not only get the monkey off his back, but to get everybody else outside, like, we could do this.
It's so true. There he is there. It looked like it was a big relief.
Look at that.
Didn't it?
Listen, forget the end of the game. Did you see when that first goal went in?
Yeah.
And then he broke his foot on the advertising board. And the next one, he did a Mourinho run halfway down the pitch. That just shows what was at stake today. That just shows probably the message that Pep gave to his players of what it meant to win today, the emotional effect of today's win.
It's so true. Grella, we're obviously just seeing Arsenal go up there to collect their runners-up medal. We talked about the worry of what this game would do to them mentally if they were to lose. Where does this leave Arsenal now for the rest of the season?
It leaves them under pressure and nervous if they don't learn from this. They have to stop playing reactionary football. We watched them block shots, recover well, defend in a shell. That's all great, but the front four, they didn't do much in the first half. Trossard made a hole in the field. He made a pothole in the field where he was standing for 70 minutes. So I think if you want to win Champions League, if you want to win the Premier League, you have to play on the front foot. You have to play the game of football. I think that's the biggest regret they'll have tonight. Not that they lost the game, not that they lost the EFL trophy, but that they didn't play. They didn't play the game for 90 minutes. It was too pragmatic and too slow.
Me and Nigel were talking as well. We've been in this moment where you lose. You're embarrassed. You don't want to stand around. You don't want to go up and get a runners-up medal. You don't want to clap your opposition that they've won. You just want to go home. You want the crowd to swallow you up. It's going to be really interesting now mentally, Nigel, to see how this Arsenal team do react over the coming days.
1000%. I'd also say we were sat right by the Arsenal fans, and for me, just listen to the Arsenal fans. After that first goal went in, they became like mannequins. They weren't singing or saying anything.
It was so good, wasn't it? It was so nice.
No.
Oh, yes.
That's a bit of a worrying thing for me, again, because you talk about football without fans is nothing, but even, yes, they're losing today in the Cup. You want your fans to be behind you and cheering you on and believing and like not giving up, but the Arsenal fans went completely quiet.
Do you think it's because they felt like we've been down this road before?
Again, and that's a worry, because then the players might feed into that. Again, to say, we've been there before. They went quiet. They weren't cheering them on. They weren't trying to believe they can even come back into the game. It was very scary how quiet the Arsenal fans went after that first goal went in.
Yeah, and I think with all the Arsenal subs as well, it was like, at what point, which player is going to step up and say, hey, I'm not having a great game, but I'm going to make something. I'm going to make a game. I'm going to go 1v1. I'm going to put a ball in the box. It never happened. The subs came on.
Well, Madueke
were even a lower level. Madueke was okay.
But he was ready. But he was actually he was taking players off.
Not enough if you want to compete at the highest level.
I totally take both of your points there. I just think now, all the questions, remember a week or two ago, all the questions we said that was going to happen. If the Arsenal lost this game, now they've got Champions League. Now they've got the FA Cup. They've got more games to play than Man City. Man City now can just focus on the league. Man City can still win a treble, by the way. I know people are talking earlier about that.
Scary.
The domestic treble.
It's crazy. And this Arsenal team, yes, they've been good. Yes, they've been getting all the flowers. But we have said for weeks on end now, What are they? Because today, in moments like this, if you can't bully the other opposition, and you have to have a little bit of cuteness, the manager can't do that. It's the players on the pitch. Tony Adams here spoke about leaders. I didn't see a lot. I saw Declan Rice, thought he was excellent. I saw the two centre-halves, thought they were excellent.
Yep.
There was a lot of people going missing.
Everything else.
And they keep talking about leaders. Leaders show up in these moments.
What about Eze, by the way? How much of a miss was he?
He was a big miss. But for me, again, we talk about big games and big players. Victor Gyökeres, for me, is a big player for Arsenal. So these are the moments you want him to play. These are the moments you want him to turn up. And for me, I did not see him.
Well, it is Manchester City's night. It is their 9th League Cup title, one shy of Liverpool's 10 in competition history. The citizens are making their way up Wembley Stadium for their trophy. Let's get you back over to Clive Tildesley and Rob Green for the presentation.
Bernardo Silva felt that midweek playing against Real Madrid deeper than anyone. He watched it all following his regulation red card. He's done a lot in 9 years with City, but never as captain before. Been a rough week for Manchester City. Precious points dropped to West Ham last weekend. That early exit from the Champions League to Real Madrid again. They're not quite where they want to be, where we've all come to expect them to be, but they wouldn't swap places with anyone else right now. They know this feeling. They know how to lift trophies. Rob Green alongside me. I mean, is this what the rest of this season is going to be? How do Arsenal come back from here?
Yeah, it's a big blow for them. It's interesting speaking to the guys, and you're talking about the big game mentality, big game moments. Manchester City had those big game players, big game moments. Arsenal, you're wondering where they were. And each game now is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger for Arsenal. And that's where the problems lie. They can grind out results in the league, but when the games get big, the narrative is the big moments are leaving them short right now.
Yeah, they've knocked on that door so hard it hurts, and this defeat really will hurt. The wait for a trophy has gone on long enough to just putting all the setback down to experience. You know, since that 2020 FA Cup success that Arsenal had, City have won 4 Premier League titles, the Champions League, an FA Cup, and now 2 Carabao Cups. I'm not sure the Arsenal players will be able to watch this presentation. They've had to walk past the trophy and not touch it. I'm not sure too many of you Arsenal fans will still be with us to see Manchester City collect it. 9 City captains have lifted major trophies at Wembley. Bernardo Silva has played with Gundogan and company and David Silva. He might just be the next club legend to move on this summer. Who knows, his manager may join him in saying his farewells. But this City glory era predates Pep Guardiola, predates Bernardo Silva, and there is nothing to suggest that it won't carry on with or without them. But the delight that this triumph has brought to Guardiola in particular will be my memory of this. Blue ribbons on another trophy, another blue moon rising.
The winners of the 2026 Carabao Cup, Manchester City!
Manchester City just keep on winning. They simply cannot get enough. Serial silver hunters. And don't think for one moment that they are finished with this season. They have still got plenty to play for. It is a first City success for half of this squad. They're learning fast. Most will disappear into the skies tomorrow to play for their countries, but they will return to the FA Cup and the Premier League title race. City eyes are always on the prize. Poppy.
Clive, thank you so much. So the first major trophy of the season, Nigel, goes to Manchester City. The fans are loving these scenes around us at Bernardo Silva and the team lifting this trophy.
Well, I'm honestly not surprised, Poppy. You know, when we did our pre-game predictions, I said Manchester City would win today. And I said that just because I look at this team right now as a wounded animal in a corner. And today, they came out. Pep was very aggressive, a very attacking team. They didn't start great, but they grew into the game. And this is what we talk about, know-how and players. And even as they took the lead and got that second goal, we even talked amongst ourselves to say they've still got enough quality off the bench to affect the game, whether it's to be even more aggressive attacking-wise or to see out the game. This is what Pep Guardiola does. This is what Manchester City does. Credit to Pep Guardiola to get this team motivated and what's at stake, because now they've literally just thrown a big counter-punch at Arsenal.
We're going to give you a cupcake later, by the way.
What for?
Because you got the result right.
Thank you.
Listen, tell me that I want to hear from anybody that the EFL Cup doesn't matter, because Pep has won everything, virtually everything. He's played some of the best football that we've got to see in the last 15 years with many different teams, but especially with his Manchester City side. Cried after he won it, kicked the boards, the celebrations we are here for to see it, unbelievable. And today I think also football won, needs to be said. You see Arteta here, obviously looking up. I think you can guess what he's feeling, but I think when you go back to the game, the football won today, because it was one team that played football, got the ball wide, overlap, were on the front foot, and they were brave. And Cherokee as well, and Silva were the top players today in today's game.
And again, coming into this game, Arsenal were heavy favourites, rightly so, because we complimented how much of a good team they are, strength in depth, subs off the bench. Arsenal were the favourites today, but City got the win. And this is the beauty about the game of football. And today, we said it, it's a one-off cup game. One-off cup game, anything is...
Best season to have...
That Man City and Pep Guardiola hold themselves at that. One trophy isn't enough. Last season, no trophies. Everyone was ready to kill him. I remember talking with the guys here where earlier on in the Champions League, the message is getting stale, needs to change, he looks tired, all of these things. And they were right at the time, because I was arguing against them. Once a genius, always a genius. The tactical approach today was fantastic. He went with attacking players that could cause Arsenal threats. He highlighted both wide players and went, right, get at them, go and make some stuff there. For me, I think we had to go Arsenal to win it because of the current form. Arsenal, we've said it for weeks now. We don't know why they win, they just grind it out, they just get it done. This Man City team today were fantastic, and the luck was on their side as well.
Now, Troy, you said that Pep's tactics going into this game today, but was that because he had no other option? They're out of the Champions League. You look at this right now, this is really one of their last opportunities to have an impact in the season. If they were still in Champions League, would he have been the same team-wise?
Maybe not, but I also think what I love about Pep Guardiola is, in these moments, he goes forward. He runs towards the fire. Arteta, for me, and Arsenal at this moment still have that question mark, because they didn't run towards the fire today. They're trying to manage everything, and unfortunately, they weren't at their game, and they got found out today, unfortunately.
So true. Let's go back over to Anita Jones. Anita, just shows how quickly football can change. Just a couple of days ago, obviously Manchester City losing in the Champions League. Bernardo Silva sent off, and here he is lifting the trophy tonight.
Yeah, incredible scenes here, Poppy. So the players are approaching here to lift the trophy. I don't think any Manchester City fan is left. You know, their fans are often criticised for not showing up to these finals because they're in so many, but I don't see one empty seat. And there you have it, the Carabao Cup winners of 2026. Manchester City getting their hands on yet another League Cup trophy.
I like the double celebration, by the way, Troy. Do you going up there to get one trophy, coming back on the pitch to celebrate with another?
I want to know if Anita has enjoyed today, because I certainly have. Talk about all the Man City fans still being here. This place from the Arsenal side has emptied out unbelievably well.
Do you know what else we never touched upon? We didn't get to touch up on the part of the Arsenal players having to watch Manchester City go and lift that first trophy of this season so far and have to